Hey, you there. Thank you for watching and welcome to Forge Alliance Forever. Today I have a 7v7 ladder match on the map Twin Rivers. You did hear that right. It is a 7v7, so we have 14 players on this map. Let's go ahead and introduce all of them. Let's slow down the game just a little bit to make sure we don't miss any juicy action in the middle, as well as any flybys that might possibly be happening. Just so that everyone is aware, Team 2 is in the northeast section with an island in the southeast, and Team 1 is in the southwest section with an island in the northwest. So to be able to help differentiate, everybody on the west side of the map is Team 1, and everybody on the right side of the map, or the east side, is on Team 2. So let's go ahead and introduce our players. We have BJ as a UEF going first land in white. His air partner in the back, Stuxnex, going first land as well, also UEF in teal. We have Barhand going first land as an Aeon in forest green. We have Zoom in gray going first land as a Seraphim. We have Niquillic going first land as an Aeon, in dark purple, and we have Arrow 24 XXX going first land as a UEF in dark blue. And finally, last but not least, for Team 2, we have Wi-Fi going first land as an UEF. For Team 1, we have Wednesday, my dudes, going first land as a UEF in green. We have Korobin, kind of reminds me of the name of the planet from Star Wars, Orban, going first land as a UEF in purple. Sorry, not UEF, Aeon, excuse me. We have Inspector Cot going first land as a Seraphim in crimson. We have Zorg going first land as a UEF in blue. To the air slots in the back, we have Johnny Jr. 007 going first land as a Seraphim, as well as his air partner as well going Seraphim, first land, most likely second air. And this is Maximus XXX as pink. And last but not least, for the game and for Team 1, we have Wesh going first land as a UEF in red. That is all of the players for the game. You'll also notice that I was able to install and correctly get it to display the ACU mod, the highlight mod that allows you to see the ACU a lot better. So hopefully for me, as well as for those watching, you'll be able to pinpoint all of the ACUs on the map a lot easier versus trying to compare them to the SACUs that will eventually spawn and actually, I should say, get gated in during the course of the match. Excuse me. And I am recording on my new mic. I do ask for your opinions on how well it sounds. Do I need to adjust the gain on it a little bit? Should I go up? Should I go down? Should I move it farther away from my mouth? It's currently on a little stand in front of me, and eventually I'll probably get an arm so it's hovering above me. So it's a little different. It's in front of my keyboard. So again, it is a little different for me, and I do apologize. So let's go ahead and see what our players have been up to during the introduction. We have Barham taking out the units out from Inspector Cot in the middle on this little mountainside hillock thingamajig spine thing. We have some guarding units out from Team 2 in the form of arrows, little land scout, as well as a T1 tank. Looks like the column of Corbin is going to move up and take those out pretty quickly. We claim for this map, there's not a whole lot. I mean, there's, again, like, kind of droplets around the edges and along the hills or rocks or whatever the heck we want to call them. There's a huge gathering around this main section, but again, not a whole lot of reclaim, so mainly focusing on generated eco. Will not be surprised to see a bunch of mass fab farms being built by both players. We have an early bomber out from Team 2 looking to harass most likely the engineers out from Team 1 looking to kind of hold some progression out on the field. But is going for this land scout first. I don't know. That's such a priority. I would probably move back going for these engineers going to capture some mass points. We do have not a whole lot of aggression on the northwest side, kind of just hanging out, living life, not really doing a whole lot. We do see that Barham took both of the mass extractors in the mid, and we have Team 1 sharing mass extractors, so maybe that will make a impact in the game. Again, it is 2 mass for a T1. I think it's 9 for T2 and like 27 for T3. You'll have to correct me on that in the comments. We'll probably see it later on. But, I mean, some mass, it might make a difference. That extra 2 mass might make a difference for that other play, but we will see. Comms starting to form kind of a center line here in the mid, as is customary, of course, and it looks like we have some scouts going down into the water. For Team 2, looking to see if there's any aggression coming out from their little enemy here in the northwest section. We have a gun speed upgrade going down for Nequilic in the northeast section of the mid. Got a no man's land. Some units starting to be built in the back line, ensuring that that center line stays status quo. We have these 2 center mexes that still haven't been claimed. Wednesday could easily come and claim that one, and most likely Barham could easily claim that one just with the units in the area. I'll be interested to see if they have any naval factories going down in both of these ponds. It is a good move, because especially if you can get cruisers up and just start sieging the enemy base, that is very effective to do. Oh, and I do apologize. I didn't bring it back to 0. The game is going on a little longer than it should. My apologies. More comms coming to the mid. We have the comm of BJ all the way up, almost to the front line. But we'll see if that extra firepower does make a difference. The comm of Arrow has not moved forward, electing to stay in the back line and upgrade mexes. And it looks like Wednesday took my advice and claimed this mass extractor and might be looking at a possible run-by opportunity here in the southeast section of the mid over here. See if that run-by does get anywhere. Forces are retreating to help assist the defense of the main base. That upgrade is almost done, but these are tanks. They are not artillery, so they're not going to be super effective against structures. We have comm on comm action most likely happening between these Aeon comms. However, Nequilic does have the advantage of the gun upgrade. More damage out for him. We have T2 on the way for Zoom, most likely looking to secure this center area, even though his compatriot did not share a mass extractor with him. And then, almost as clockwork, Barham goes for his T2, so definitely going turtle and forward operating bases for the 2 of them. Comm of Nequilic starting to push forward with that gun comm, bapping away these Auroras out from Wednesday, and that bomber does get shot down. Looks like it did take damage from something earlier. I don't know what, but it did come in damaged. T2 on the way for Maximus Triple X, and gun damage and range going down for Arrow as well. So a decent amount of the comms getting some pretty early upgrades. Oh, as well as Corbin going T2 as well. Looks like that center line is starting to be pushed back by the forces of Team 2. Possible run-by going that happened over here that we probably missed. I don't know what really happened, if they were claimed or not, but claimed now by Team 1. Gun range going on the way for Nequilic, so that's the second upgrade. Going for that Aeon Sniper Comm, and then again T2 in the back line for Arrow. Not a whole lot from the players in the corners over here. We did have that bomber, but not a whole lot. Probably most likely teching up. We have T2 Air completed for Wi-Fi as well. That's about 7 minutes. Do we have a Similar thing, yes we do. We have a T2 air factory and his power generator is almost finished. So Wesh is a little bit further ahead in that teching up stage. Looks like Barham moved after getting that upgrade, or went for that upgrade and then stopped and then moved and started again. I don't know what that's about. It looks like we have some missile launchers that have been constructed for Team 1. They're going to get that T2 land factory HQ. That would be very big for the Team 1 players, kind of locking out their opponent from the higher tech. And he has stalled. No, he's canceled that upgrade, excuse me. I don't know what that's about. And goes for that mass extractor. Oh, he could have gone for the land HQ and could have killed it. But this volcano, probably the best T2 missile defense setup in the game, or system in the game, excuse me. So missiles, unless you have a huge amount of them, very, very ineffective against that defense system. That's too bad, because he could have locked out T2 for a little bit. But again, that's the caster's curse. We know what's going on all the time. Our players do not. That's why intel is very, very, very important to this game. Any other spicy plays going down? That T2 upgrade has been continued. We have T3 on the way for Wesh, and do we have T3 on the way for Wi-Fi. So both players again going for that, just ramping up tech, probably going to spam out ASFs as well as bombers. We have a flight of gunships, some fall-throughs coming out from the air players of Team 1. Most likely going down for this comm of Nequillic. He is upgraded. He has 2 upgrades on his comm. It'll be interesting to see if they're able to take him out and make this game a 7v6 in their favor. A push coming out, forcing these units back. Gunships starting to take some fire from the enemy interceptors, but Nequillic is sub 5,000, sub 4,000, sub 3,000, 2,000, 1,000. Are they gonna get it? Boom! That is the first kill for Team 1 in the way of killing off a player for Team 2. That is pretty much on the dot of 10 minutes. And this is a full share game, so these structures and units will be transferred over to another player. Looks like they are transferred over to Wi-Fi, the highest rated player on Team 2. And the highest rated player of Team 1 and the game is Wesh. We have a possible kill out from Team 1 as well. Are they going to get a second one within a minute? Arrow has pushed himself forward. He does not have that gun comm. He almost has a rank of veterancy. He's about less than 100 away. Is he going to get that veterancy? He does get some more hit points and is able to stave off that invasion. Team 2 being pushed back due to the lack of APM in the mid. Again, we are talking about a 2,000, so a decently, pretty high ranked player in the game. So most likely we're going to see some more concentrated plays from him. Gun, speed, and range upgrade almost completed for Inspector Cott. And we do have Wesh. Wesh is over here. Just to point out, his base is over there. So either he walked or he got flown in by a transport or something, but I don't remember how. No, he had to, because there's no way you can traverse that. So yeah, so he had a transport. Why is he coming from this direction? Answer down in the comments how or why that happened. Anyway, we have a transport been given control over to Inspector Cott from Wesh for some reason. I don't know what's going on with that. Interceptors starting to take out the rest of these gunships. They kind of want revenge for their fallen compatriot. We do have a sensor package upgrade going down from Wednesday, so increasing intel range. We did see some torpedo bombers, not effective on land, of course, because they're torpedoes. And they could easily come over here and start wreaking some havoc. We do have a drop of engineers out from Wi-Fi as well, looking to probably support this naval factory. It is T3, so T3 has been achieved for Wi-Fi as well as it has been achieved for Wesh. So ASA production again in full swing now. We have a strat out from Team 2 from the way of Stutznex. It did fly off the map. Looks like it hasn't gotten any kills so far. Or where'd it go? It's still off the map. Oh, there it is. It came back. I guess they're going after the power options for Team 1. That a strat bomber is going to go down to those ASFs. Probably swing all the way around to avoid detection, but unfortunately, I think there were better targets to go after, at least slowing down this land game. T2 upgrade going down for Wednesday. That is very far forward. There is PD, but there isn't a shield going for artillery as well. We do see some T2 PD on the way for arrow as well, but that one is being repaired as it's firing. That one was not. Sucking up that reclaim. Could have easily just built it again, I guess. Going for that shield to protect the comm. We do have another T2 PD out from the forces of Zoom, or Zum. I think it's Zum, not Zoom. Anyway. We do have a strat bomber out for the Team 2 as well from Stutznex, going after the quantum reactors for Team 1 in the form of Wesh. Looks like Wesh has been reclaiming all of these older structures. Coming in again to attack. Does that land? It does. Takes out a decent amount of build power. Doesn't get anything on that fusion reactor. And will it come back for a pass? It will. That ASF is been completed. It's probably going to primary that strat bomber. The shield's still holding. That strat bomber could easily have gone for, I mean, at least a couple mass extractors at this point, unfortunately. I feel like it's kind of a waste. I mean, it is good plays, just they're not that effective, unfortunately. And hits the shield again and goes down. So yeah, 2 strat bombers, kind of not really useful so far. We have a flight of T1 bombers on the way to, I guess, halt the progress of Wesh. They're a main opponent, their rival. We have an artillery installation in the corner. Ooh, T2 going down, so that's one T1 bomb. Sorry, that's one master extractor down. Those bombers were more effective than that T3 strat bomber, which is very sad. And they got a second one, so split the bomber wings and is able to go en masse into these mass extractors on the edge for Wesh. That's a third one, so 3 of them, and that other flight coming back in to deal even more damage. Are they going to get a 4th one? Layering damage does kill that T2 extractor, and pretty much due to the ASFs in the area, they are locking out Wesh from the air game, going after, I guess, a engineer, making sure they don't build back up, and I guess they pulled the rest of them back and going after other targets. Looks like we have more targets that have been taken out for Team 2. We have 3 more mass extractors. So again, those strat bombers not always the most effective things, and these T1 bombers just mowing down anything and everything they can for these mass extractors. This 2000 rated player has figured out exactly how many T1 bombers to use to take out a T2 ringed mass extractor. It is 8. 8 bombers in one pass takes out 1 T2 extractor and its surrounding mass storage. Fire basing going down for both sides, for both players. This one for Team 1 is a little more far forward than the one on the western side of this little hillock. We do have some missile launchers coming in and taking out the TMD for Team 2, as well as we have a Harbinger making a run by. Taking out, I guess that's a radar installation is what that was. Any juicy, but we have a run by from a Harbinger all the way in the back line, taking out mass extractors, taking out fusion generators, taking out literally anything and everything it can get its hands on. I guess not fusion generators, power generators. We have a control K. I do apologize for missing it. I did say that I most likely would miss it in the beginning. That is another kill for Team 1, so now putting it on a 7v5. Unfortunately, those units and resourcing options go to the highest ranked player again, so just fueling the coffers of Wi-Fi and more resources to allocate to his whims. And we already saw how effective that bombing one was, so you're just giving more fuel to the fire over there in the southeast section. Surprised there's no effort to go take him out. You would think, given he is the highest ranked player on the other team, that would be a good scalp to get. We have cruisers dealing what they do best, using those long-range missiles to just wreak havoc and force the enemy team to build up massive amounts of TMD. And even with that highlight mod, I still missed it. I do apologize for that. It could have just been he left. Let's check. Was it a departure from the game? Most effective T1 bombers I've ever seen yet. No, it doesn't look like there's any comments about leaving for whatever reason. We have some fighter bombers out from the back line of Team 1 from Johnny Jr. going after something. I don't know. Going after, I guess, the T3 factory HQ. I mean, yeah, they might be in... I mean, 33% health left? That was almost a waste. That was almost just a mass dump, honestly. How much mass was that? 340 each. I think there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. So, not the most effective thing to just do. It would have been worth it to kill the factory, but I mean, again, I'm not the one playing, I'm the one casting. Would like to point out, there was no Cybern anywhere, so no tele-snipes, no Monkey Lords, none of that, which is very surprising. In a 7v7, no one either got Cybern from the randomizer or picked it as well. Very interesting. And we have a potential run-by on the cards for Team 2, looking to move around this fire base and then decide, no, we're just going to walk in anyway, who cares. Probably looking to get some damage down. Shields are staying strong. There's not enough harbs, not enough damage to do a whole lot to that fire base. And again, those volcanoes send out little, like, balls, kind of almost like flares to distract the incoming missiles, and they're able to pull multiple missiles at the same time. They are very effective, unlike the Zapper or the Buzzkill or whatever the other one's called. Let's take a look at ecos really quick. Not a whole lot of action going down. We have generated eco. We have Team 2 in the lead, probably about 50 or 60. However, for total mass accrued, we have about a 20-ish thousand advantage for Team 1. So it'll be interesting to see if Team 1's able to keep that lead, or with the generated eco boost from Team 2, Team 2 will catch up to that total mass accrued. Do we have anything else going on? Any juicy plays? We have a bunch of buzzkills just hanging out, making sure there's no missile launcher attacks, which is a good smart move, as well as some SAMs to defer any attacks in the air. So protecting that HQ. Interesting to see if it goes to T3. It's his only factory, so maybe. And look at this, we have a shield boat, just one, but enough with 3 cruisers, so protecting against incidental damage, some early damage. Very effective, very smart play out from the 2000 rated player. T3 units being built up. We got some sniper bots as well as some harbingers kind of hanging out. I don't see Whole lot of movement going in the direction of Team 1. The shields have gone down. And it looks like a shield has gone down entirely. The stealth field generator has been turned off. Or not enough looks like it's not enough energy. Corbin stalling. He is stalling energy, so not enough energy to keep those shields and stealth field online. Unfortunately for him. Did his power get sniped or something? I mean, he has a T3, so I guess he was building the T3 at the time. It does, that is disappointing for Team 1, but, I mean, it happens, so no crying over spilled milk so far. It's not like he died or anything, so not the end of the world as of right now. But I see a concerted effort out from Wi-Fi to prevent any spy planes from getting a read on his base. We can see that, I mean, yeah, they kind of know what's going on, but there's a lot more going on than what they're aware of. We have strap bombers being instructed as we speak, kind of just one-offs. It looks like this one did take a decent amount of damage, so possibly was either used and failed or did do some damage and wasn't a whole lot truly deep with it. Armigers starting to be produced en masse in the mid. Not a whole action on the northern side of this little hillock thing. We have some walls. That's about it. And some missile launchers. Honestly, that's about it. We do have some artillery. Where is that? Oh, there it is. No, that's a radar system. Where's the? Oh, there's the artillery. Having a disagreement with that rock. See if it's going to reposition to see if it fires over the edge. Sniper bot floating by, and it looks like it does go over the edge. So looks like they will get that firing arc nice and pretty. We have some bombers, Team 1 bombers out from Team 1, and they did pretty much nothing. We do have an experimental built. What is it? I know. Where is it? I don't see it. Oh, here it is. That's a Galactic Colossus. 24 minutes. We'll see if that's going to be able to make any headway on this northwestern side for Team 1. Looks like it might have been spotted already. No. So I guess not the right ping that I'm thinking about. Or it's just... Dang, he moved. Well, I guess there was a snipe possibility, I guess. Team 1's air players are starting to congregate under this one shield. I don't know if they're in a Discord chat or something, but it looks like this was kind of a planned thing. We'll see if that's any benefit to them, being able to congregate less shields, less energy spent, more resources to air production. We do have a chicken completed for Team 2. That Galactic Colossus will beat the chicken. So we'll see in a 1v1 fight how that all plays out. It won't be a 1v1 fight though, unfortunately, because of all these sniper bots as well as these harbs. So it'll be interesting to see. We have some drones moving on the map for BJ doing something, going after mass. Yeah, going after some mass, I guess. Not a bad use of those robo-drones though, going after some extra mass that, you know, it would take longer for your engineers to get after. Missiles starting to move in, encroaching this area for Team 1. Took out some walls. What did those walls do to you, man? They were just built, you know, they're not very expensive. Actually, I don't think they are expensive. I think they're just free. It just takes time to build them. Shield go down. Team 2's units move back out of range of those missiles, but we will see if that amounts to much of anything. Larger Corsair cruiser. Wow, I cannot speak today. I do apologize. Lots of missiles raining down. We have a bunch of TMD being built. So yeah, so pretty much they are the same as zappers or buzzkill. I think they fire faster, but they're weaker, I think. So it takes 2 shots for these EMD to destroy a missile. And comment down below if you say missile or missile. I know I've heard both ways, and depending on who you are or where you're from, it might depend on what you enunciate more. I like saying missile because it sounds cooler versus missile. It just sounds very like benign. Giant bombers being built up here on the northeast section of the map for Team 2, as well as a Galactic Colossus on the northeast and another one under construction. So Wi-Fi going with the experimental approach to help solidify his newly acquired holdings. Sniper bots being pushed forward, try to get some long-range damage down. We have two Colossi, whatever. On the western side, they're just going to stomp over these walls. Almost like they were never there. Look at that, just 3 walls down, more walls down. Wow, that one somehow didn't get crushed, even though it was... Anyway, so like it just went in between its legs. But they are pushing forward, going deep, going after that chicken. We have some PD over here trying to do some early damage. And they're like, yeah, I'm going to just stomp over this former PD and just take everybody out. Leaving that PD up, I mean, that's free damage. I don't know why they're leaving it up. They could easily just walk over quickly, take it out. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they see the Colossus coming. I have no idea what's going on. They had the advantage, and then they're like, no, we'll just turn around. Jane is coming in overhead, but then immediately gets zapped out of the sky. Galactic Colossus start to primary the other Galactic Colossus for Team 2. And that chicken is under a shield. One splits to attack the chicken, and then it goes back to the Colossus. Looks like it'll most likely be a trade. This one walks in front of the the beam weapons and pulse weapons, whatever the heck you want to call that, from the chicken to kind of support this other Colossus. Gets a rank and vet, some more hit points for him. Puts him back in the yellow for a second and then drops him out. Tries to back him out to save him. Chicken bot moves forward to make sure they get the kill. That Colossus will go down. Probably would have been more effective just to keep the damage on. And that other Colossus comes in to support. And the Ion Storm most likely going to land right here. And that Colossus is going to take massive amounts of damage from it. Unless this one gets closer. Let's see, there goes that Ion Storm. Just zapping those hit points away. Sub 30,000. Sub 20,000. And then again being primary by the other Colossus. It's going to go down. So that was a 2 for 2. But a huge mass field for Team 2 to scoop up. Team 1 needs to move in and get that mass field, or they're going to be very much behind in the mass game. 20,000, 22,000, 19,000, 19,000. So, I mean, we're talking about 80 plus thousand mass. It's a lot of mass. A lot of mass. About almost half a Paragon. 200,000 mass. About half, almost half a Paragon. Another experimental built for Team 1, as well as one for built to Team 2. Both finishing Colossus roughly at the same time. We do have some Titans out to start killing the build power, but it didn't go very well. This Colossus needs to sit here for Team 2 and just let the engineers scoop up all of that mass. Do we have any spicy plays in the back? We do have a Fat Boy completed for BJ. We will see how effective that is on the front. There is a Novax center under construction. I don't see any nukes. I don't see any ideas of some arty. It is only 30 minutes, so maybe that's starting to be on the cards. We have a SML, a strategic missile launcher, on the way for Team 1 in the form of Wesh. I don't really like how far forward that is, and it doesn't have a lot of shielding. We'll see if that stays online for now. It's just been completed. Does his opponent have anything to counter it? Doesn't look like another experimental built for Wi-Fi. Probably another Colossus. I don't see any SMD constructed or obviously loaded. So maybe that will change soon. He is focused on his siege of the green player of Wednesday. And then anything for the back line? No, not really. There's a staging beacon, but yeah, those always look weird to me. Anyway, yeah, just air grid going up. No real end game scenarios. We have another SML, the strategic missile launcher, on the way for Zorg, and its missile is half done. Not only has the silo been completed, the missile is half done, so that'll be an interesting play. Galactic Colossus in the mid, kind of just doing a little hug sesh, just kind of hanging out. And the red Colossus does go down. And the yellow one does stay active. The AoE splash damage does take out all of those engineers and deals a decent chunk of hit points to that Colossus. Looks like that Colossus is going to stay online though for now. I don't see... Oh, there is that Fat Boy, so that might be able to finish the job for Team 1. Look at all those missiles. Look at them. It looks like there was a Colossus that walked all the way down here. I don't know if it was taken out by these cruisers or what, but that is a bunch of mass that Team 1 could easily just scoop up. I don't know what they're doing. I guess he decides to do it. Guess they were able to kill that Colossus in the mid. And again, just that reclaim field is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. 58,000 mass. I repeat, 58,000 mass. Just a huge amount of mass. And we can see in the totals they have come together. They're pretty much the same amount, and they are ticking at the same amount as well. However, the total mass, at least currently generated, is higher for Team 1, so that differential will start to split, but the reclaim is supporting the deficit in generated eco. Colossus going down for the green player, or sorry, teal, green, that's green. Colossus turns around, but just gets primaried. Laser face. These fire bases in the west are not going to last very long. We have a nuke out from Team 1. It's a point defense nuke. Look at that! Look at that thing sucking up that gunship. Not gunship. That transport. I didn't know it could do that. That's really cool. Nuke lands successfully. Of course, takes out the chicken and almost kills both of the Galactic Colossus. And that Ion Storm will probably kill that Colossus. I can't see it because you need to move the explosion game. I can't see what's going on. It's not really doing a whole lot. I mean, you would think... Oh, it goes down anyway. But you would think it would have killed that thing a lot faster. It's really weird. Another Galactic Colossus in tow. We have that satellite now finished and moving over to Team 1's base to start taking out infrastructure. We have strat bombers being used en masse against this Colossus, getting to the front line of Team 2. I was going to say Team 1 again. Going for those mass extractors is making a decent amount of headway, but PD's being spammed up. Looks like we already have a T3 Arty. I do apologize for missing that. And it's already constructed and not shielded. Going to be soon, but not shielded yet. That Colossus is probably going in to see if we can take it out, but these Scorchers, as well as that Strat Bomber, as well as all this PD. Oh, is it going to be able to do it? Go for the... Oh, let's see, does it do it? Does it do it? Oh, it doesn't. It drops it to about a third of its hit points, and the shield goes online. Just insult to injury there. Holding onto that Harb. Almost takes out... I probably would have moved it and taken out that T3 land factory just to make sure there's no UEF tech being produced. But we have another one for the Colossus online. We have the front line being pushed back against Team 2 with this Colossus as well as this Fat Boy. I thought we had a Fat Boy intel for Team 2, but chicken almost done. Oh, it's back here? Well, it's constructed. I thought there was another one. Huh. Anyway. Artillery batteries starting to be under constructed, but they're being bapped away by that Fat Boy, we do have a nuke loaded in its silo for West, so we'll see where he ends up putting that nuke. Looks like Wi-Fi is more focused on the mainland, but we do have an SMD that has been constructed. No missile loaded. We have another SMD that is loaded with 2 in the clip, so he is protected for now. That artillery is starting to do some economic damage, assisted by this satellite. Lots of mass fab going down. More of this base should be shielded, in my opinion. It just looks like Team 2 has more of a concerted effort to protect the base, except, again, for the western side. But that's starting to be rectified as well. Colossus build doing defensive work, as well as this chicken. Combined push out from the western side, looking to get some sight lines on that infrastructure. We have some SAMs going down to prevent any flybys by some some spy planes. We do have the donut has been constructed with the laser glitch that it's just firing non-stop, and yeah, I think this is the first time. Oh, and then it stops. And then another one immediately starts constructed. We have another experimental unit. We have the favorite air unit for strategic launch. We have the Oswasher experimental bomber. Massive amounts of damage, very effective. And if you've watched that Operation Overlord video, you know these things were very effective against naval units. First bomb goes down, impacts on the shield, does take out the structures outside of that shield, fortunately for Team 2. Tsar goes over the top, tries to go in probably for this Fat Boy. Will it hit anything? Not really, but takes out those engineers, so consolation bonus. Johnny Control K's. Looks like it was maybe artillery? I don't know about that. That's kind of weird. More holes being blown in the defenses of Team 2. That artillery gets retasked onto the airbase of Wesh, and that first shell is going to land, impacts the shield, takes the rest of the shield out. Man, one shot takes out a T3 heavy shield. It's because of that splash damage that it does after the fact. The lingering damage. And that's the only shield. That SMD goes down. That nuke launcher goes down, and I think it had its missile loaded. That's a huge loss for Wesh. That's gotta hurt. I felt that. Ouch. Second satellite has been completed. We have another Fat Boy, as well as a chicken, and a chicken is almost done, so 2 chickens. Fat Boy. I don't know. Oh, there it goes. I was gonna wonder if that thing's gonna fire. It takes out the SMD. Would have been nice earlier, but that launcher was taken out. Does he have one in the clip? He does. Let's see if he'll launch it. Satellite's doing work overhead of Team 1 for Team 2. Huge amounts of ASFs being gathered up. We have... Oh, it's different tech. Okay, I was like, what? So almost 200 ASFs for Team 1. Out from West, that bomb did not go as planned, probably for him. And for Wi-Fi, we have 79. So it's a 2-to-1 advantage in favor of Team 1. But if Team 1 flies over, there's a bunch of SAMs everywhere, so that's not going to be the most effective fight to take. T3 artillery retasked onto the base of Zorg, and his launcher goes down. Infrastructure going down. Another Aswasher under constructed. That Czar was completed. Over in the west, that Aswasher still over here taking lots of fire. Looks like we have some naval pushback in terms of land-based firepower from the green player of Wednesday. Looks like there's a second artillery online. Yes, and a third one under construction. That's not looking good for Team 1, especially because they don't really have anything to hit back with. None of their players are focusing on T3 arty. I mean, one's planned, but it's not even under construction yet. They're electing for experimentals, and that's kind of it, honestly. There's no real aggression out from this southeastern player, and because of that, he's able to build up a massive amount of protection. T2 PD, anti-air, anti-nukes, shields, just anything and everything is in this guy's arsenal to ward off invaders, either in the air or in the sky. Oh, sorry, in the sky. That's the same thing, or on land. Tsar pushing forward, taking out these strat bombers. These missiles that they fire out are very effective. They obviously do target onto an enemy and pretty much lap it to death. Very effective, very long range. Another satellite has been constructed. That's the third one out from BJ. He has a plan going for mass Novak spam, and his air partner in the back is just producing more air units. But there's a plan. There's like, they have a goal that they're going for. ASF's about to tangle, kind of, you know, warning shots. That's about it. These D3 units come out, try to get a run by out on the cards, but looks like this Colossus is going to go down with hardly any incident. We have another push out in the northwest section. I want to know how much mass like some of these players have gotten, like Zoom or Zum or Barham, just like all of that mass that's been collecting over there. Those missiles from the Tsar are starting to impact on these shields, going after probably these air units, these rover drones. We have another Tsar, so 2 donuts and a experimental bomber. If it didn't already, oh no, it's there. That one looks new though. Oh, I guess there's a second one back there. So 4 experimental air units. They could easily just send that in and just go for that high-ranked player of Wi-Fi. And are they going to? Looks like the Oswasher says, no, I'll let you guys go first. Doing a double take. I mean, if they're going to go for a push, I'd do it now with everything you got. Because as of right now, you got artillery, you got experimentals on the field protecting the bases. You don't really got a whole lot going on, to be fair, so this one push might make it or break it for them. Do apologize, my mic ended up moving. Those Tsars coming in to do some economic and structural damage. First one shields are down. Looks like they're going for the comm of Wi-Fi, but the inertia is going to... Nope, the inertia stops them right in place. It lands next to the comm. This one does not, however. Massive air fight ensues over all of these SAMs. It is going to be close, but it looks like Team 2 now has control of the air game. They're in full control of the air now. Pretty much auxiliary units left over. That is a blow to Team 1. They had air control and they tried to kill Wi-Fi, which I mentioned would be a good idea, but could not execute. Those Oswashers could have come in and helped with that, and probably could have killed Wi-Fi. And now Wi-Fi's hovering over shields and a lot of SAMs, so very unfortunate. Some like, there's even communications going down. There's talk about, you know, like, you good, dog? Like, you okay? And then obviously communication going down for the other team as well. Good to see our players communicating with one another. It, again, gotta have that info, gotta have that intel, gotta know what's going on, because if you don't, you can't really coordinate. And this again is a team game. The third, count it, third, 1, 2, 3 T3 artillery online for Team 2, and Team 1 has nothing here, which it was going to be placed there. Nothing in the back line in the air grid. Nothing. Just, there is nothing going on. There's a Novax, but that's not going to finish. This is one of those instances where not having a goal definitely ends up putting you on the back foot. It's under construction now. That is a long way away. The only hope is either taking out the player of Wi-Fi in the southeast, or at least taking out the artillery to kind of stave off this bleeding, because when you have Team 1 spam moving out, you have 3 shots coming in overhead, you have 4 satellites, and the enemy has air control. Yeah, it's not looking good for Team 1 over here. And Team 1 has 6 of their 7 players, and I actually might count that and say 5, because it looks like Zorg got killed by these 4 satellites. So starting to be in dire straits for Team 1. And those satellites are on a collision course with the base of Wesh in the northwest section. Explosions going down. Looks like the experimental bombers are being used for base defense, and this one does get caught in its turn. Will it get killed? Oh, the ASF say no. That could have been a kill if they went for it, but deciding to hold off for now. That is not gonna... Yep, there it goes. And standing next to a fusion generator will do that. With quantum reactor power generator. I keep calling them fusion generators. That is another comm kill for Team 2. It is now a 4v5 in favor of Team 2. So that's how fast this game can turn. If you have some ease, whatever. That's fun if somebody's upset about the game. Some salt in chat. I mean, he was at 1500, so it's not like he's, you know, an average Joe or anything. He definitely knows what he's doing. Ice Washer almost completed, under shield coverage. We have another experimental been built, and then immediately control Ks. I think that was the comm of Wesh. He control Ks in the middle of Inspector Co's base, Cot's base. Takes a decent amount of damage from that too. And that couldn't have been from artillery fire, because it's going down over here. And the satellites are up there. He probably controlled Ks because his base is pretty much destroyed. I don't like it when players quit. You know, even when they're on the back foot. It's just... It's not fun to watch or enjoy, because usually those players are complaining like, oh, you should have done better, blah, 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 blah. But, I mean, you don't... There's no need to throw salt. I mean, it is a team game. You either win together or you lose together, so... Again, it's just one of those things that you, the air to your comm. Looks like air coming in to go after this Tsar. Oh, no, no. Thanks. No, it's probably not a good idea. We do have naval push out from Wednesday, taking out all of the naval units out from Wi-Fi. Could easily go in for all of this mass. I mean, that's such a lot of mass. Like, we're talking about 16,000, 2,500. Like, that's a lot of mass. Galactic Colossus going down. So many experimentals going down and being downed in the base of Team 2. It looks like we did have those Ice Washers come in, and they did take out the artillery. But we now have all of them under construction once more, and a 4th one in the back. But we'll stave some of the bleeding. But those satellites are starting to get critical mass. And a Maver. That's going to be fun to watch. It looks like BJ's going for 2 more satellites and then the Maver. Oh, game paused very quickly. Apologize for that. That was the players. Looks like the comm of Inspector Cot, Control K, saying, yeah, I'm done. This is not going the way I wanted to. And so now it's a 2v5 in favor of Team 2. And this just goes to show you that if you leave a player alone, especially one this vulnerable, out not supported by his teammates, he can do a lot of work, especially for the highest rated player on the opposite team. So if you're in Team 1's situation, I would start thinking about like maybe going for that higher rated player earlier than you probably think. Because again, killing those weaker in terms of rating players, yeah, that's fine. You took APM off the board, but you put all of that eco, all of that infrastructure into the highest rated player's hands. So that is the downside with full share, is those structures, those resources do not go away, or at least they don't go away easily. Bunch of walls built. That bomb's gonna go down. Do some friendly fire on those structures, trying to take out the land spam as well as this Galactic Colossus. The Galactic Colossus will go down, but there are 3 more in tow, covered by Czar, covered by air. We have a Tempest under construction very far forward. That's very ambitious, and we have artillery coming in. We do have an Ass Washer. Is it going to be able to do something to this base? It takes out a flak. That wasn't great. That wasn't a great bomb. We do have a Zara in the back line as well. We'd like to see that move forward, be used more offensively. Ass Washer making another turn. This push in the middle is going to cut a huge hole in Team 1's base. We do have T2 destroyers starting to be used to take out the SAMs and defensive structures. But we do have a Continental T3 heavy airship, air transport, taking the comm of Wi-Fi and saying, yep, we are out of here. That Ass Washer does get killed by all those SAMs, so maybe a little premature on that Xville, but it's never bad to be extra cautious. Better safe than sorry, as the phrase goes. Drops. You gonna drop on that hillside or that rock side? We'll see. But again, let's go back to this push. The Tsar is taking out one of the Colossus. Let's get a better viewing angle on that. Laser from the sky. But it looks like it was taken out by the flak as well as... Oh, that's about it. Does land on the Colossus though, so that'll be some AoE damage onto that experiment. We do have another Colossus and some Rascoms helping deal more damage. Taking out that first Colossus, and then that second one is going to go down. But even if they take it down, even if they stop this push, Team 1 is not in a good way. Again, those satellites are dealing a ton of damage. That Tempest does finish, surprisingly, and is starting to eradicate that base. So, I mean, there is some movement for Team 1, at least on the southeast side of the map. But we do have the combo BJ being like, oh yeah, that island from West, that's not mine now. All that mass, that's mine now. I mean, it is 51 minutes, subcomp brain is starting to set in, and things are starting to be forgotten, like mass extractors and all of that, which is very understandable. Look at all that mass. Look at it. Look at it all. It's so much. 43,000, 33,000, 24,000. Like, there's 100,000 mass right there. Zara coming in overhead. We do have these chickens taking out the infrastructure for the former bases of Inspector Co. And it looks like this is pretty much heading in one direction. T1 artillery spam just being thrown at Team 1. I was literally about to start my own Maver. And it is started. That 6th Novak Center does come online. We have an Ass Washer being built in the back. Ass Washer not really started. Kind of started, but not really. Galactic Colossus is going to go down to these chickens. There's another chicken in the tow, or in the back line, or moving forward. Wow, I can't speak. Zum built an experimental, probably that Ass Washer, yep. Ass Washer does go down for Team 1. Was able to do a decent amount of damage though before it did die. The comm of... I'm assuming it's Maximus. Maximus does go down to that combined air raid from the Tsar. And that just leaves Wednesday, my dudes. The last surviving member of Team 1. He has all the infrastructure, all the bases, everything he can hope for. And the mass stayed pretty even. Only about a 300 mass differential at this point. That's actually pretty close. He does eat an Ass Washer Bomb to the face. He has that shield on his comm. That Tsar is coming in to deal some nasty, nasty damage. You could easily take it out with the rest of these interceptors, these ASFs. The artillery running down to see if we can hit the comm. The Tsar goes down, lands on top of the comm, and kills it for a TKO. And that is a win for Team 2. I hope everybody enjoyed watching the match unfold. If you liked it so far, please like and comment down below. And of course, subscribe to the channel for even more casts. Or even go back and look at my older casts or other content on my channel. Again, I appreciate all the love, all the support, all the comments, all the likes, everything that everyone's been doing. I greatly appreciate it and look forward to even more interactions and conversations with everyone. This is going to be the end of the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.